Circling. And we're live.
Hey guys, Megan from My Vegan Dreams here. Happy Friday. Excited to be on Facebook today with all of you. Kayla and I are just hopping on to kind of do like another Q&A like we always do Friday. And if we don't get any questions, then we're just going to ramble on about random stuff that we have. But definitely ask us some questions in the comments below if you have any. And then Kayla and I will gladly answer them. But just drop in the comments below your questions and maybe how long you've been vegan, what's your favorite thing about being vegan, and where you're from, because we'd love to know. So how are you, Kayla?
I am good. How are you, Megan?
I'm doing well. I'm a little out of breath still because I just ran back up the stairs with a bunch of vegan goodies I brought with me. So excuse me if I'm like out of breath.
Yes, we are going to have vegan show and tell. If you guys don't have any questions today, it's going to be super fun.
I actually like that. Vegan show and tell.
I like it. And we may get a little saucy today. I'm just saying, Megan and I got a little fired up before this call, so might get a little spicy.
Yeah. Seen a few things where I'm like, oh my gosh, some people, but it's okay.
Yes.
It's just the way of life nowadays, apparently.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, awesome. Well, I am going to see if we have any comments on here, but if not, I think we should get into what fired you up, Megan, today, because I rarely see you fired up, and it's always so awesome when you do. So, you want to share what happened today that
sure, yeah.
You?
I mean, it's kind of, so I'm hopping on, I guess what you call a soapbox or something like that. Hopefully I don't offend anyone, but this is just how I feel. So today
it offends me to call it a soapbox.
Yeah. So today we posted a blog post onto our blog, and we used a photo. If you haven't seen the blog post, it's like how to talk about veganism to kids. And we used a photo of these cute little sandwiches where I guess the parent of the person who took this photo, or whoever took the photo, made them look like little bears. And I got an email back saying why would you use a photo of animals as bread? It's to promote this to kids. It's you're trying to promote eating animals to kids. And I was like, that's not exactly, or that's not even close to what we were trying to say. We were just trying to publish a blog post and use a catchy image of these cute little sandwiches you'd give to your kids, vegan or not vegan. What I was I didn't reply to this person. I may, but I didn't feel like it was worth my time because that's all they said. Why did you use this photo? You're promoting eating animals to kids, which obviously Kayla and I would never just openly promote eating animals to kids because we're vegan, obviously. But this, I can't even speak right now because it got me fired up. But it was a photo of a bear sandwich with peanut butter and bananas. I was like, people eat animal cookies and no one complains. You give those to kids all the time. And it's just are you saying that we're promoting kids to eat bears? It's because that's the photo that we used is a bear. I was like, I don't think even non-vegans really eat bears, unless there's someone out there that does. But yeah, so I was just if people just could read between the lines of that photo and be like, look, this is just a photo to catch the eye of parents maybe, so we can get people on our blog post to read what it was. So it wasn't promoting kids eating animals whatsoever. But yeah, that's just what got me fired today.
Yeah, and for the record, I picked out that image because I love making food that is in shapes of things, in animal shapes, or even celery with peanut butter and raisins as ants on the log. It's fun for kids. We like to. Maybe I'm just a big kid, I don't know. I would like that if my food was shaped in that sort of thing. And right? Like, I don't know. Maybe
I
we're
feel
just
like
big
that's how
kids.
you get kids to eat food. It's like you gotta make it look fun and familiar. Like they're not eating an animal; they're eating bread. That's probably vegan, peanut butter, and bananas. So I'm gonna hop off my little soapbox now. But that's kind of what got me fired up today. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Because I'm quite, if people who know me that I'm quite a nice person. I usually don't get angry with things unless it's something I'm really passionate about, and just that thing was something I'm very passionate about. And yeah, sometimes people don't get that side of me.
Yeah, I love it. I love that fiery side of you, Megan. It's awesome. And I think
I think that my fan in my room because it's hot.
You're like so fired up. I love it. Yeah, and Sheila just said it shows kids that they can eat all fun things they're used to without the cruelty. Really well said, Sheila. Thank you for that, because it's so true. And I think if we make it fun, I think that's a really good thing. And one of the things, Monica will answer your question here in a second. That's a really good question. But before we get off this tangent a little bit, it's just, we post a lot of things on our Facebook page that's kind of sarcastic or kind of rude sometimes. But if you get to know Megan and myself, like, we are all about promoting to other people who aren't vegan, and even in our community, like positivity, like that, like how we can get more people to be more compassionate to others. And it's not just about the animals, which definitely it is. Like, that is why we have our cow pictures. That's why we're so like, I love your shirt, Megan.
Thank you.
But equal. So cute. And
it's actually from our store.
Yes, so grab it. I love my shirts. They're amazing.
Yes, they're cute.
But yeah, but like different but equal, like what does that mean? And it's not just that animals are equal, but like us as people too. Like, we need to be more compassionate to others and not just like post things and be like so mean to each other.
Yeah.
So, and I think that in our vegan community, we don't stand for bullying, and we don't let the like comments and stuff like that continue. And I don't know. I'm really glad you spoke up about that.
Yeah, sometimes I see things and I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, can we all just be nice to each other? It's like, we're just here for the animals and trying to just be nice to others. Like, that's what I'm here for, and you too, Kayla. So,
yeah, 100%. Yes. And Megan, I'm going to have you answer Monica's question. Monica wrote in and she said, what's the difference between vegan and vegetarian?
Okay, that's a good question. I've answered this once before, but I always love answering it just because I like to educate people about this. But so, like, I guess I'll start here where Kayla and I are both vegan, which means we live a vegan lifestyle. Like, we follow a vegan diet, but then it also expands out to a vegan lifestyle. So pretty much what a vegan is, if you're just going from a diet standpoint, it's like they won't eat anything that has animal products in it whatsoever. Like, if it's a byproduct, or just like if you look on a back, like, actually I have, well, no, none of those, all of those are vegan, so it wouldn't matter. So like, pretty much we don't eat anything that has animal products in it. Like, it would be honey. At least I don't eat honey. I don't think you do either, Kayla. No, yeah. So like honey, eggs, milk, meat. There's probably other things, but I just can't think of it off the top of my head. So anything that has animals in it, we stay away from. And then a vegan lifestyle is like more expanded to where, like, we don't go to zoos and support them. We don't go to circuses. We don't go to SeaWorld. We don't wear animal products. Like, I have been able to find, like, because I absolutely love sandals, and I've been able to find like vegan Birkenstocks. They now sell Birkenstocks that don't have suede in them. They don't have leather on them. And that's just like one of my favorite things to wear are sandals. And then Chacos, they're made out of like just rubber and fabric. So I like, and then I guess I'll jump over to being vegetarian. That's more, I don't see many people treat it as like I guess people treat it as a lifestyle as well, where they, not as much as veganism, but they will only eat, like the only thing that they'll eat that comes from an animal is usually milk and eggs. So there are some vegetarians that won't eat eggs or won't drink milk or eat anything that has milk in it, but usually it's only just no meat that they stay away from. So yeah, pretty much like veganism or being vegan is where you don't put any harm to any animals whatsoever. And then being vegetarian is more like, I feel kind of more like a diet or just staying away from meat in general, which I like personally. If someone's vegetarian, I do not put them down for being vegetarian, because I like I said earlier, I try to be a nice person. Like if I try to educate that person, be like, look, in a nice way, like you're still causing harm to animals by contributing to like the dairy and egg industry. And if they happen to get that, like actually let that sink in, then if they want to ask for help, then I'll gladly help them. And then maybe they'll slowly get to be vegan and live like a vegan lifestyle as well. So I kind of applaud anyone who's on that journey of being vegetarian to vegan or somewhere in the middle. Like it doesn't matter, like if you're like on day 1 or day 40 and you're still vegetarian, it's like I applaud you for at least trying, and just every little thing helps. Like meatless Mondays, you're causing less harm to so many animals. And if you're doing like only meat on the weekends, then during that week you're not causing harm to any animals. So I just wanted to make sure that people know that we're here for anyone who's vegan or vegetarian as well. Like we won't put you down for that, and if anyone does, then be sure to let us know and we'll take care of it.
Yeah, really well said, Megan. Really well said. And I think that, after, for me, there was a point in time where it was like I realized, because Monica, I don't know, Monica, if you're vegan or vegetarian, drop a comment below. Let us know where you're at on your journey. Love to know that. But for myself, I was on and off vegetarian. It wasn't a lifestyle. I used to buy Coach purses. I used to buy the leather products. And it was when I started to realize about veganism, like I thought, oh yeah, like I could never go vegan. I knew people that were, I was like, oh, you guys are crazy, weird hippies. So not me. I'm a crazy, weird vegan hippie. No, I'm just kidding.
Definitely.
But like there was a point in time where when I realized what was happening, and I know this is a lot of our community, and if you guys feel this, definitely let me know, is after you realize like, oh my gosh, like this is what's going on. I was part of this problem. Then you get so passionate about it. You're like, people, what the heck? Why are we doing this to animals? Like we are the problem and there is a solution. And you get on your vegan soapbox and you're like, nah! Like, and I totally understand that, because I totally, like when I'm out there with the pigs, I'm like, oh my gosh, you are so precious. Like I don't care how good bacon tastes. Like I would never eat my dog. Like why would I eat a pig? And so anyways, like if you're at that point where you're angry and you're frustrated that people are doing this, like I totally feel that. Mm-hmm. And I think that there's a place to stand up and be strong, but there's also a place of understanding where people were at and where you were at before. Like most of us, and to I think someone just asked, Chi asked if we were both born vegan. No, we weren't. So like I know that I used to eat meat. Megan, did you used to eat meat?
Yeah, I used to live on a farm and I would like have a pig in the pasture, and then I would be eating like pork in my house. So yeah, which I don't anymore, and I don't live on a farm anymore, but yeah. I just did two to two together because I was so young, but yeah.
Yeah. And I think we grow up and we are growing up in that society where that's like, we go to McDonald's and you eat chicken nuggets and like, that's just part of your life. And when you realize that you do have a choice, and I love that from, the one girl that we interviewed, Olivia, who was so young and just like was like, no, like I'm not going to do this. And we all have the choice, and it is hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like it is hard to go against. I know, Megan, you don't have many friends that are vegan, right?
I only have one friend that's vegan, but I haven't hung out with her lately, so I don't know if she's kind of like, she battled cancer. Bless her heart, she's finally cancer free, and she wasn't able to go vegan for a while just because her like nutritionist that she has to follow was like, you can't go vegan. And she's like, but I really want to go vegan because my friend Megan is like, she's just this awesome person, which I'm not saying that I'm awesome. This is her words.
You are awesome. Own it.
Yeah. And then she was finally able to go vegan, which I believe she's sometimes vegetarian as well, but she doesn't buy animal products. She tries to live cruelty free, and just by me being her friend, she was able to do all these things. And now her nutritionist is like, oh my gosh, yes, you can be vegan. And it's like, it's not hurting your body whatsoever. So yeah, I only have one vegan friend, but some of my other friends actually eat vegan with me. Like one of my friends who I may hang out with tomorrow, she always cooks me vegan meals. And it's just like so sweet. I was like, you're just the nicest person ever.
That's amazing. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Looks like Patty is joining us. Hey, Patty. She says that she's almost vegan, but she's having a hard time finding a milk substitute. Guys, if you're tuning in, what's your favorite vegan milk substitute? I would love to know. And Megan, what's yours? I'll tell you mine after.
Mine, well, I don't usually use a lot of like dairy-free milk like by itself, but I believe I buy it from I buy it from Sprouts, but I think you can also get it from Target. It's like, oh geez, I don't even know what it's called. It's like in a tall bottle, and it's like a little hourglass kind of like farm. I have to Google.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You Google, girl. Yes. Oh, okay. Sheila says oat milk. So it depends, Patty. For me, it depends on what I'm making it with. I usually don't have a full glass of milk unless I'm eating cookies. Cookies are my weakness. Have you seen Jumanji, the newer one?
Yes.
And they have like the weaknesses, and
it's like yours would be cookies.
Yeah, like Kevin Hart's cake, like he ate cake and it explodes. Mine would definitely be cookies.
Okay, well, I guess I'll answer just real quick because I didn't realize that I should have said a type of dairy-free milk. I was going for brands, but I guess mine would be almond milk or coconut milk because I haven't made matcha recently, but usually I'll use coconut milk in it because coconut milk is usually sweeter. But if I'm like baking or something, I think I'll use soy milk or almond milk if I want it to taste a little nutty.
Yes.
Yeah. I found the brand. It's called like Kayla.
Yeah.
Farms almond milk unsweetened. That's what we usually always have in our fridge. And I believe you can get it from like Target, Sprouts, pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
That's only in Texas. I forgot.
Yeah. I don't have that here. Yeah. Patty, you should try coconut milk. It depends on what you're having it with. I do, like Christine said, my oat milk and my coffee. I like to cook with plain unsweetened almond milk. And I used to drink coconut milk, but I've done less of that. And I know that
such a variety. Like you don't have to stick to one, where it was like with regular milk, it was like whole milk, 2%, no fat or something, which this it's like a whole variety of nuts and
yes. Yeah. What I really want to try is oh gosh, what is it? It's I can't even think of it right now, but that was really say. I want to try this thing, but I have no idea what it's called.
It's fine. That's me.
It's like I
Brain
think it's called kefir. Kefir. I don't know if anyone's tried that. It's like it's supposed to be like yogurt,
Oh.
but it's made from but it's like yogurt. It has like a lot of probiotics in
Yeah, I was
it.
about to say it's kind of like a probiotic or something. Is it like a little shot or something? Or
I've seen them at our like restaurants in like a bigger bottle. So I don't know. I haven't tried it, but
interesting.
if anyone knows.
Oh, Christine said
Christine.
flax milk.
Oh, I've never had that.
I don't think I've ever had, which I always forget that there's flaxseed milk. Like that's like usually I stick to the basic one where it's like almond milk or coconut milk.
Right. There's so much of that. Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Sheila. Chi Chi says I became vegan 8 years. I've become vegan for 8 years. But I used to do meat replacements when I cooked. That's good.
Okay.
Think of being vegan. We eat vegetables and fruits only. That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely like the meat replacements. I like Gardein products a lot.
Yeah, I think we use Gardein meatballs, I believe. Like if we're making like spaghetti or something. Or we have tried like the Beyond like ground beef, and then obviously the Beyond hamburgers. Those are also quite good.
Yes, yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
Yes, convenience for sure.
Mm-hmm. I actually brought a few, since we're on the topic of food. Before this live, we were thinking like, what if no one asks any questions? So, which thankfully y'all are, so thank you. So I actually brought some like vegan snacks that I like to eat, or just vegan products actually, because I don't eat these every day. But like, I don't know if y'all have had, or you, Kayla, have had like I think, is it backwards? Oh no,
I haven't had that one.
Yeah, and these are like the mini bars, and so they're like a nice little size if you want like a dessert in the evening. This one's coconut, almond butter, and chocolate chips, and it's organic, vegan, and gluten free. And I got these at Sprouts. I think you can also get them at Target. No, I'm thinking
I think I've seen them. I've seen them around at different stores. I don't know which one, but probably Target.
I feel like they're becoming more popular now. And then this one, I absolutely love this one, which some people probably will not, but it's like, as I've gotten older, I've really loved like oatmeal cookies. And this is an oatmeal chocolate chip bar. And it's like nut free as well. So if anyone is allergic to nuts, which I do have a friend who's allergic to nuts, I can give her this.
Nice.
Yeah. And then they came out with a new flavor as well it's just the double chocolate chip peanut butter, or double chocolate peanut butter chips. And this one, it's really chocolatey, so which I love sweet things, but I'm more of like a sour, savory kind of person, so I can only eat like this thing. Yeah, and then
you're like the opposite.
Yeah, so I guess that's perfect. That's why we're friends. Yes. And then for my birthday, that was 2 months ago, which I know your birthday's coming up, Kayla. This I got was for my birthday cupcakes I made.
Yes.
A vanilla icing, and it's actually vegan, and it's, I believe, rainforest. Oh yeah, so it's like it has, I believe it has palm oil in it, but it's not palm oil that like destroys the rainforest, which I like that because I prefer not to destroy the rainforest.
So before you go on about those cakes, I want to give everyone a pro tip. If you're buying any type of cake over the counter, like that brand, I think it's Jonas. What is it called? Jonas.
Miss Jones Baking.
Miss Jones. Mm-hmm. So a bomb cake, vegan cake with that, and you buy the package of just like the powder, and on the back it says to use eggs and oil, but you don't need to do that with any type of box cake. All you need, and this is so easy, is 1 can of seltzer water, like sparkling water, plain. And all you do is you take the box of flour, whatever it is that it comes in, you put it in a bowl and you just put the seltzer water in 1 can, mix it up, put it in a pan that's oiled, cook it, and it is so good.
Whoa.
So good.
I did not know.
I made it for Jessica's baby shower. We did that, and we did 2 boxes, and then we frosted it, and it was so easy. So you don't like any box cake you can make vegan.
Wow. I did not know that, because like I'm not, like I said, I'm not too it. Like I love sweets, but I'm not that into sweets, and I don't bake that often, so I did not know that. That's actually really good to know. Yeah. That's a good tip, Kayla.
Yes, and it's like dense. It's like it's not super fluffy. It's like denser, so it's really good. So
yeah.
Anyways, back to vegan show and tell.
Yes, vegan show and tell. And this is, which I love making smoothies, which if you follow us on Instagram, I posted, like literally this was like the best smoothie I have ever had. It was so creamy. I put peanut butter in it. It's Justin's.
I've seen that. I have never tried it though.
It's really good. And it's also orangutan friendly palm oil. If you just want to stay away from palm oil in general, there are peanut butters out there, but this one's one, if you were to buy it, you know that you're not going to be destroying the rainforest. And it's like gluten-free, vegan, because I think literally the only ingredients is peanuts and the orangutan safe palm oil, and that's the only 2 ingredients that are listed on here. Because usually if you buy peanut butter, there's like 10 other ingredients in it, and this one only has 2 ingredients, so I really like this one.
Yes, and I like I forget what brand it is, but it just says peanuts in it.
Oh, okay.
I want to say it's Smucker's. I'll have to go downstairs. I buy it so much, but because like so many have sugar in them.
Oh yeah, like I'm pretty sure like Jif does, like Peter Pan, all the classics.
Yeah. No wonder it's so good.
Yeah, exactly.
And just saying, just like you can eat sugar and be vegan, it is a thing. It's okay. Yeah. But you know, if you're like trying to eat less sugar.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I eat sugar all the time. Well, not all the time, because I'm not a sweet person, but yes, I don't get mad if I eat some sugar. And then I guess the last thing of all my foods I have before we go back to answering some questions is my mom, because she's also vegan. Actually, it's almost our 6-year vegan anniversary. So it's very on my Facebook memories. I right now, like 6 years ago, I'm in New Hampshire, and I just saw the restaurant that we went to that I kind of had like in a light bulb moment where I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening 6 years ago? So it's kind of cool seeing those memories come back up, because it's almost been 6 years, which it feels like it's been a lifetime already.
Right.
Yeah. But the last thing, which my mom loves eating these, it's like by Dr. McDaniel's, or wait, McDouglas, I think, if I can read. And it's like these little soups, and it has like the certified, it's backwards, oh no it's not, okay, vegan symbol. And you literally just put water in it, microwave it, and then you put like the seasoning package in there. And my favorite is this hot and sour one, where it's like nice and spicy and sour, and it's like just with noodles, and it's just like a quick little lunch if you're on the go or busy.
I always see her eating one of those on her call.
Yes.
She's like in the background.
She like literally, we order these from, I guess like I don't know, like wholesale, like with the big boxes of them, and literally we just like get like big boxes of those to our house, and like she eats those like every single day for lunch, and it's just funny.
Oh, it's so good. That's awesome. And if you want to make homemade ramen, it's super easy. There's a recipe that I made where you just like go to the store and you go into the Oriental section, and there are ramen noodles that are just noodles, and then you can make your own. If you don't want to do the like container kind, sometimes I'll be fancy and like cut up carrots and the green onions and like make my own. like in my Instapot, which I love my Instapot. It's amazing. But that was good. So Lauren, to your question about the seltzer, it's just an 8-ounce can. So I usually always have seltzer here for when we have company. So I just have some in my pantry, and it's the plain kind. You don't want to flavor that. Megan, do you want to talk about the sugar questions?
Oh yeah, what was the question? It was just like, what's wrong
about the bone char? The bone char.
Well, I mean, I know a little bit about like there is like white. Usually, if you are buying like white processed sugar, the way to get it white is usually it's dyed with like bones of animals. So it's like they are using every single piece of an animal, but they're literally dyeing the sugar with bones to make it white. So I believe sugar is naturally like a brownish color, like in general. So if you are seeing white sugar like on the table or in a container, it's usually because it's been dyed, which I try to stay away from that. Like I'll buy like cane sugar, or sometimes there's actually, I have seen some white-ish sugar that is actually vegan. So it's been probably dyed with something else, or it just came out white. I don't know exactly the process of it, but that's all I know about it.
Yeah, the same. It's for me, it's one of those things that like, and I know we have posted on the blog about like on Amazon, you can just type in vegan sugar if you want to buy some, but at the grocery store, it's usually like the more expensive kind. And I try to use that. And just depending on the setting that I'm in, like if someone makes me vegan cookies at their house and they used the cheapest sugar you can buy, which probably has bone char in it, I will eat that because most of it is vegan and they're trying, and that for me is good enough, and that's where my standards are. Everyone has different standards. I just try to be as best as I can. So that's my stance on it. I know a lot of vegans will probably hate it, but I'm not like super picky about my sugar, but I also really like sugar. So.
Yeah, that's how I am, because I know like when I go visit my family in Houston, they're so sweet. They'll actually cook me like a vegan meal sometimes, and we'll all eat it together. And I remember when I first became vegan, sometimes, which this is when I was very picky, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what kind of sugar this is. I was like, I refuse to eat it. Which I didn't say that to them, but I'd be like, well, I don't know what kind of sugar this is, so I'm just gonna eat it anyways because they're nice enough to go spend their money on me and make me vegan food. So, and they actually are eating it with me. So yeah, it's like if someone's making it for me, and like I'll eat it with a happy mind, saying like this person's like opening up their mind to eating vegan stuff with me.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
Yeah, and I think that's so true, is like to like consider like where they're coming from and they're trying, because you want them to want to make that transition, and there's so far you can go down the rabbit hole of veganism to like, I mean, we were talking to that guy who was talking about vegetables and how a lot of times, and you know, like they're fertilized with animals and you know, their bones.
I had no clue that existed.
I saw it on a documentary on Netflix. I forget which one it was. It wasn't a vegan documentary. It was just a farming one. And you can go so far down the rabbit hole and be like, I'm not eating this, I'm not eating this, I'm not eating this. And I think it's just to be aware and to be like, okay, I know this happens. I'm going to do the best I can. And I'm going to push like what I can do, like the next step, without causing too much like disturbance. I know that sounds pretty bad, but like we need to get more people to be vegetarian. Like if more people went vegetarian, that would be amazing. If more people just stopped eating red meat, that would be amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Good for your health and good for the animals and the environment. I see what you're saying. Like I definitely like you can only go so far sometimes. Like sometimes some of these things are just not in your control, and I know some people who get so hard on, like I used to be that type of person where if I accidentally like ate something that might have had like milk in it, which it would upset my stomach, but I'd be so mad at myself. I'd be like, what the heck? I was like, what's wrong with me? How did I miss this? I was like, I'm such a horrible vegan. I just like hurt a cow, which I probably did. Not directly, like I didn't personally do it, but I let my body consume that, which then I realized I was like, you can't, like, we're all human beings. We all make mistakes. It's all just a learning process and just stepping stones to other things.
Yeah, so true. So true. Oh, this is so good. We're getting a ton of comments. So let me scroll back up to the top.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you for everyone commenting. Laura says she makes her own icing with aquafaba, Kite Hill cream cheese, and coconut cream. That's awesome. If you guys don't know what aquafaba is, do you know what it is, Megan?
No, I've never heard of this.
It's so cool because it's such a cool word, like aquafaba.
Or something.
The only reason I know this, my best friend Blair, she makes vegan. I always get the name wrong. Macaroons or macaroons.
I pronounce it macaroons, so I think it's also pronounced like macarons or something.
Yeah, or macaroons. But aquafaba she uses, and you take canned chickpeas, and aquafaba is the water from the chickpeas.
Okay, I have seen this before. I didn't know it had a name to it.
That was so crazy.
Yeah.
I just think that's so fun.
Yeah, like I don't know how to explain it, but I've seen it used before, and it's actually really cool.
Yes. Okay, I'll ask you this question, Megan. Why do some vegans have a problem with oil?
I actually don't know the answer to this question. Do you, Kayla?
Yeah, well, I mean, you talked a little bit about palm oil.
Okay, yeah, okay, well,
and then
I guess I could talk about palm oil real quick, but any other oils I don't know about. But okay, did you say palm oil or did you just say oils in general?
No. Oils in general, but you can talk about palm oil. I'll talk about the others.
Yes, I only know about palm oil personally. I guess I'll be educated by Kayla in a second. See, it's like being vegan for 6 years, I'm still getting educated every day. So basically with palm oil is like a lot of like companies use palm oil to like just make things. Like Nutella is a big company that uses the incorrect palm oil. Like the palm oil they use, this like they destroy rainforests, which helps with greenhouse gases. All those trees, orangutans live in there. Just a ton of animals live in there, and they're just being destroyed just for this simple oil that can be obtained by not demolishing a ton of rainforests that are very useful. So like with like this peanut butter, it is like orangutan safe, like I said. So they'll go in and harvest palm oil without destroying rainforests and keeping orangutans safe, because they're actually an endangered species to where they're almost gone and no longer in this world and probably cannot be brought back. So yeah, just like I try to be conscious of the type of like things I'm buying that have palm oil in it. Like I know this brand actually, Justin's, which I know they're a little pricier, but they actually make a vegan Nutella that uses like palm oil that is safe for orangutans and the rainforest and all the other animals that live in it, which is actually really good. I prefer that over the original Nutella because like it's just too sweet for me. But this one actually tastes like a hazelnut and chocolate. So that's kind of what I know about palm oil. I could probably educate myself a little bit more about it, but I try to just stay conscious of what kind of stuff I'm buying.
Yeah, and I love that brand. They make they're like, instead of Reese's, like they're the Justin's brand of dark chocolate peanut butter cups. They're so good because you know my sweet tooth. I love it.
I eat half of those. Like
really.
Half of one of those cups, and I'll be like, Lord.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, it was so crazy because I think, like I was so involved in wildlife conservation before, and I went to all these places and I was working at zoos, I know. And so I have actually behind the scene experience of actually what really goes on there and all these things. And nobody ever taught when I was in Africa and when I was, what is destroying these rainforests? What is, making all this happen? And the two biggest things are palm oil and animal agriculture, which in Brazil, a lot of the meat that like you get from fast food restaurants comes from out of the country. And so not only to mention like when you eat those cheap meats for them to get so cheap, not only are the cows there, they're not up to the same standard of care. Not to say that it's great anyways, but it's even worse there. And then you're destroying the rainforest. So it's just like it's just really bad. But in regards to other oil, a lot of vegans, it's more of a health thing, not a animal welfare thing. As far as olive oil or canola oil or that sort of thing, it's more of like a health thing because it's they take the if it's olives and it's very, it's like processed down. So you get high concentration of oil instead of you just eating an olive. So it's more of a health thing than a environment or animal welfare thing. And
yeah, that's actually kind of interesting because I believe we're actually interviewing a guy who actually is very knowledgeable in that area, so which that will be like in a few weeks, I think. So definitely stay tuned for that. But I think he is going to talk a little bit about that as well, which I had like on a health standpoint. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I did not know that. So thank you, Kayla.
Yes, no problem. That's plant-based. Yes. So as to Lauren says, that is plant-based and not vegan, whereas palm oil can sometimes be more of a vegan thing because it has to do with the environment. But at the end of the day, it's still more plant related. And so we, like when we talk about it, like, there's things that we say that are vegan that may contain palm oil in it, which isn't necessarily good for the environment or the other animals, but it's still technically vegan.
Yeah, like that kind of like explains a little bit like the vegan lifestyle. Like there are some people that will eat palm oil, which is perfectly fine. I was like, to each their own. Like I won't put you down for that. And I hope no one else would put you down for that either. But yeah, that's kind of like going into like the vegan lifestyle. Like some people will choose not to like put their money towards this company because they're harvesting this kind of palm oil, but yeah, like, and then like you said, like plant-based, it's like you can have palm oil if you're like eating vegan, but if you're living the vegan lifestyle, then maybe you wouldn't want to use that. But it's like I said, to each their own.
Yeah,
in the nicest way possible.
Yes, and I think this is a really good conversation, Megan, because there's so many different categories of vegan, right? And there's a lot of gray area of what is and isn't vegan. I think the big staples are don't eat the actual animals, right? Which is part of being vegetarian. And then don't eat the major byproducts, which is going to be your milk. We know that drinking dairy milk has a huge role. There's no doubt about it. It has a huge role, and the egg industry plays a significant role. So those are kind of like the big branches of veganism, not eating the animals and not their direct products. And then you can start working your way into those smaller categories. And no area is wrong as long as you're trying your best and doing your best and doing it in a compassionate way. So.
Yeah, it's like we said earlier, like it's just each thing is kind of a stepping stone to like new things, and everyone's on their different kind of journey. Like me, like this is a little off topic, but like in life, like there's different paths to life. Like I chose not to go to college and which some people would be like, oh my gosh, that's just horrible. Like, you need to go to college in order to get a good job. But I was like, well, I work a great job. I am here with Kayla getting to do this. Like, if I went to college, I probably wouldn't have pursued this. So, like with veganism as well, there's like stepping stones and different paths to take. And there's not just one route to being vegan, which I think is kind of awesome because like it kind of reminds me of this one meme I've seen where it was like, I believe it's like making fun of vegans where it was like, level 500 of a vegan is like uses leaves as like toilet paper or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it makes sense or something like that. I could see someone doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. They're probably making fun of vegans, but I find that kind of funny. Like
Yeah.
you can make fun of me. It just makes things like more interesting, and people will Google veganism or something like that.
Right. I think we do a really good job of making fun of ourselves and just like I don't think it has to be so serious. Like
Yeah.
I mean it's a serious thing, no doubt. Like the animals' lives is very like we need to do something and we have the power to do something. But at the same time, if you stay in that box of seriousness, like what kind of life is that? Like do what you can and then have fun and smile and laugh and love. I mean, that's the whole point is to love, and you can't be angry and love at the same time. Like,
yeah, exactly. Well,
silly.
this was actually quite long. I was not expecting to go this long.
I know we went a long time. We're getting a lot of comments. So yeah, awesome. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. This was a really good one.
Yeah, I appreciate all y'all coming out to drop a comment below and talk with us. We have a few fun interviews scheduled in the next few weeks, so definitely look out for those, and we'll see y'all next week. And I hope all y'all have a wonderful weekend as well.
Yes. Sounds good.